Hey everyone, this is to all the welfare queens and that think they're queens, but yeah, this is how we stop the welfare abuse, because the good people of the United States are sick of it. They're sick of you freeloaders, good for nothings, because you're just a waste of flesh. And you're just parasites. I don't even want to compare you to animals because you're worse than that. Animals have a function. Animals are beautiful. You people are just virus, parasitic creatures that should have probably never been born. Anyways, the way I would solve the problem of all you fraudulent little idiots, low IQ, waste of breath, is mandatory drug testing randomly. If you're caught on drugs, you get nothing. No smoking. Nothing that is a luxury or anything that you can live without. You will live in barracks, just like the military. If it's good enough for the military, it's damn well good enough for you. You will get fed what you're given, and you will have no choice in the matter. And it will be all healthy items. No chips, no soda. That way we can cut back on all your, medical bills and everything like that for all you obese, just whales. Whales, land whales. That's what you are. And it would be mandatory birth control also. No children. No children while you are on the system. If you can't feed them, you're not going to breed them. And you're so lucky I am not in charge of this, because it would be like the military. And mandatory community service. You would wait on everybody else hand and foot. Whatever needs to be done in the community. That is, a direct function of society, you're going to be of some use. And then that way, poverty will be a thing of the past, pretty much. I mean, there'll still be some people in poverty, but they're going to be the hardworking people that just fall on hard times or whatever. But it isn't going to be this generational, just sponging off of everybody else that's working and that have worked and are, good for society, unlike you. So yeah, you're just parasites. And I think parasites might even be better than what you are. Because the way you're going on and on and on about how you're going to rob people, you're going to kill people, you're going to, cannibalize white crackers. And if I could say the words that I want to say on these platforms, I would. But then I'll get banned, and then I can't voice my opinion. But you people need to get a life. You need to get an IQ, which will never happen. And it's been generational. And the more you breed and breed, the less IQ you have. Because it's just bad IQ, breeding with bad IQ. And it just gets worse and worse as it goes on. So, yeah. You would not like the system that I have in mind. Not at all. So, everybody that's a decent person on the system, more power to you, really. And I feel for you. But most of you, you don't need it. And I know this for a fact because I have family members and neighbors that are on the system, and they do not need it at all. They're just leeches. Just pure leeches. So, get a life, people. Get your shit under control. And stop feeding off of the rest of us. And our hard work. And our dollars that we put into the system that you never put into the system. So, go get a life. Bye-bye.
This palm-colored woman was ranting on TikTok, and she was accusing the people that are on government benefit that they're lazy, that they need to be, was just using some words that are not really good for humans, and I can't repeat the same word that she used. And of course, she was also accusing the black folks that they need to, be cut down, that the number is so much and all of that. And so that we can hear the exact word that she used. How do I know she's talking to the black folks? Because she said a word, a line towards the ending that made it more clear and obvious. And we'll be listening to everything she said. I'll be, breaking it down as she has spoken it so that we can see clearly who are the real people that are actually the larger number, the larger chunk of Americans that are on government benefit. We're going to examine all of that, but credit belongs to original creator of this content, and I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
Freeloaders, good for nothings, because you're just a waste of flesh, and you're just parasites.
You need to watch that whole video because it is far worse than what you just witnessed. And if you follow me, you know what comes next. So I did a little digging, but because I like to be 100% sure that I found the right person, I simply asked her. And she was kind enough to confirm making this video. As you can see down here below, Susan seems to think she's being doxxed. So she's trying to rally the troops. Help me get her back. Susan, sweetie, I'm going to need you to look up the definition of doxing. Doxing would entail me releasing your personal information, such as your phone number, your address, your neighbors' names, all of your family members' names, the picture of your house, all of which I have in my possession. And if I were to release any of that information, that, my dear, would be doxing. But public information, that is a horse of a completely different color. Hello, Susan Wendelken. Now, I noticed on your LinkedIn, it says you're a dental office manager for a Dr. Anderson. And from your many, many aliases, I was able to determine that you're married to someone with the last name of Anderson. Why would one person need so many aliases, Susan? We'll get into that later if I need to. See, by you working in a dental office, that concerned me greatly. Because if you're online spewing this kind of hateful venom, how are you treating the patient? And judging by the reviews, there seems to be one common denominator. And well, that's you, Susan. They've all come to the conclusion that you are rude and disrespectful. Judging by the behavior that you're exhibiting online, I'm going to have to agree with them, Susan. But what concerns me even more is the fact that that dentist accepts Medicaid and Medicare. And as everyone knows, most people that get Medicaid and Medicare are also on welfare. So it concerns me greatly, Susan. How are you treating those people when you find out that they're receiving Medicaid and Medicare? So I think we should find out. Now, I also found emails linking you to Globetrotter Property. Because it's Saturday, I can't find out just yet how you're affiliated with them. Oh, alas, this will have to be continued Monday. And of course, everyone that follows me, you know I keep a couple aces up my sleeve. You don't just put it all on the table at once.
I want to address a video I just seen about a woman calling people parasites that are on welfare. The truth about welfare, debunking dangerous myths. I just watched a video by Charlie Savengers, and honestly, this is exactly why misinformation about welfare is so harmful. Let's unpack the lies being spread. Claim people on welfare are parasites or leeching. Reality of it is, according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, the majority of welfare recipients use temporary assistance for needy families, TANF, food stamps, SNAP, or Medicaid only temporarily. Most for under a year. Generational dependency is extremely rare. 2. Claim welfare recipients are lazy, obese, and addicted. Reality, SNAP recipients must meet income eligibilities and drug use is already prohibited. Obesity is public health issue unrelated to receiving aid, and millions of working families use SNAP and Medicaid because wages are too low to cover basic needs. 3. Claim welfare recipients shouldn't have children. Reality, poverty is not caused by children. It is caused by structural issues like stagnant wages, lack of affordable housing, and systematic inequity. Restricting reproductive rights based on income is a violation of human rights and basic dignity. Number 4, claim welfare recipients don't contribute to society. Reality, studies show that people on welfare often work multiple jobs, volunteer, and contribute to local economies. Public assistance is meant to stabilize families so that they can participate in society, not create a parasitic class. Let's be clear, dehumanizing people for needing help is cruel, factually wrong, and dangerous. Words like these don't solve poverty, they spread division and stigma. Real solutions involve living wages, healthcare, education, and access to opportunity, not humiliation and control. If you care about facts, check the data. You can go to U.S. Census Bureau Poverty and Welfare Statistics, or CPPP, TANF, and SNAP usage, or Urban Institute SNAP impacts. Educate yourself, woman, because you are the parasite, not us. Not us. I paid into this system for 35 years. I deserve to get it. Excuse me for being terminally ill and dying at the age of 50. And I've been like this for at least a year and a half, 2 years now. So, is that my fault that I'm dying? No, it's not. You are ignorant. I can't even say what I want, or I'll get banned, just like you said. I wish you'd come say something like that to my face. I really, 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 really do. Because I got a lot of aggression. And you'd leave that conversation feeling about that big. Woman, you are a disgrace as a woman. A disgrace to society, and I can't even say the rest. Have the day you fucking deserve.
Hey everyone, this is to all the welfare queens.
So you're talking about your MAGA sisters who live in red states who are being affected by losing their SNAP benefits. Gotcha.
Of course you shut off your duets and your stitches, so I had to use your comment, which is, it's a doozy. You're about to get dragged into oblivion. You're about to lose everything, so I don't need to go there. All I wanted to say was I only know 3 people that are on food stamps. One of them works, but can't get enough hours to get by, and she has a disabled son and she's a widow, so she needs them to supplement her meager income. The other one is also disabled, has a disabled son and is a widow, and that's why she needs them to get by. And the other one had breast cancer and was so sick from her treatments she could not work, and now she is working, but still is not making enough in retail to get by, so she needs food stamps. So I don't know who these people are that you're talking about, but even if there's 1 out of 10, those other 9 people need to eat. So you guys are weird as fuck.
All the welfare queens, people of the United States are sick of it. They're sick of you freeloaders, good for nothings, because you're just a waste of flesh.
Don't worry, I would never make you watch the rest of that absolute slop. But she spends about 90% of the video talking about her distaste for anybody that accepts any sort of welfare, going as far as, using 1930s rhetoric to compare them to less than animals, and basically says that there is no reason for them to be living. But in between all of the, absolutely disgusting rhetoric that this woman decided to come online and spill, she basically wanted the entire point of her video to be that she thinks that in order to fix the welfare problem, that we basically need to treat them like prisoners. She says they need mandatory drug testing and that they need to live in barracks because if it's good for the military, then it should be good for them. Does someone want to tell this lady how many military families receive SNAP benefits? Because it's a lot. She has another brilliant idea too, by the way. She wants to forcibly sterilize people. Yeah, she said that poor people shouldn't have kids. Ironic. coming from the pro-life party, but that's a conversation for another video. Beyond all of this just simply being absolutely vile to say, it will, never cease to amaze me that these people somehow think that people making minimum wage or low wages that are trying to support their families or, just trying to fucking eat are their enemies, and they have absolutely zero smoke for billionaires who are receiving tax cuts and actually getting handouts from the federal government every single year. Like, it seems better to them to have their taxes go to people that are so wealthy, obscenely wealthy, can't even spend their wealth in like 50 lifetimes. They would rather have their money go to them than like social programs that, actually help people. And it's like, you will always be closer to a person on SNAP or on welfare than you will be to Jeff Bezos. And most people are like 1 to 2 paychecks away from homelessness. Like, at the end of the day, people like this lady are not good people, despite them pointing at a Bible and telling you so. And I'm not a person that body shames people and calls them whales or, judges someone based on the way that they look, but I would like to remind this woman that the Bible that you probably, quote quite often says that gluttony is a sin too. Maybe think about that next time you want to say something like that to somebody else.
Truth be told, there are words that this lady used that are actually very derogatory, that are not good enough for people to be described with. And of course, I believe that you guys have listened to it, but this is where I'm going. I had to do a research quickly to know who are the people that benefit the most from government initiative in America. Because she was kind of, using a word indirectly, but everybody knows that she's talking to the black folks and other races that are minority races in America. That's what she was just doing. She was speaking it subtly, but everybody was able to decode who she was talking to. And I asked Google, I said, who are the people that benefited the most from government opportunities, grants, and all of that? And this is what Google told me. It said, in terms of the total number of people receiving benefits, white Americans make up the largest group of recipients. You see that? Of government assistance programs in the United States, which largely reflect their larger share of the overall US population. Obviously, they are so you know what that means. However, when examining the participation rate proportional to their population size, Black Americans and Hispanic are often overrepresented. You see what it's saying? It said they are often overrepresented among recipients of certain income-based assistance program due to persistent economic disparities. You know what I mean? So we're gonna break it down because I want to read it out so that everyone can know exactly what the internet is saying. And I went down to the breakdown by program type and demographics. You understand? So when it comes to the first one, it says total recipient. The majority of individuals receiving government aid are white. Government aid. For example, data from around 2019 to 2020 show that white people accounted for approximately 43 to 44.6% of all government assistance recipients, followed by Hispanic, around 26%, and Black individuals, that's the third, around 23%. This is statistics for 2019 to 2020. The 2025, I know that's gone up, but that's just what we're dealing with. Then the next one, recipient white folks are more. Then income-based program. This is based on the income you receive, right? In program with strict income eligibility requirements such as supplemental nutrition assistance program, SNAP. That's what is trending right now. And the other one, temporary assistance for needy families, TAMF, right? That's the second one. And the third one, and Medicaid. You see? Black and Hispanic individuals are proportionally more likely to be recipients relative to their share of total population. You know, let's go to the next one because I have I have a conclusion that I want to make, but I won't say it now until we have listened to everything. So the third one is social insurance program. For broad social insurance program like Social Security and Medicare, Medicaid is different from Medicare, right? Which are not income tested and from which most Americans benefit during retirement. There are no statistically significant difference in participation rates by race due to historical gaps. However, white non-Hispanic individuals generally receive higher average monthly social security benefit than black or Hispanic. Let me say it again. Let me read it again. Due to historically wage gaps, however, white non-Hispanic, that is white, generally receive higher average monthly. Do you understand? This is like a salary. They receive monthly social security benefit from the government than black and Hispanic individuals. Let's go to tax benefit. Tax benefit benefits from tax expenditures, preference, tax rate, deduction, etc. are generally likely more to benefit white family. You see that again. Tax benefit, they benefited white family more. And those at higher income levels, the big boys, that's why everybody's saying, oh, the billionaires and other. It benefits white family and of course, people that are earning big salaries, which receive larger benefit from those policies. You see that? I hope you're counting it places where white people are. There are multiple programs. This one, it says black Americans are more likely than white to have received benefit from multiple federal entitlement programs simultaneously, which points to higher incidence of deep poverty and greater reliance on social safety net to meet basic need. So it is obvious that because of the poverty that is expected, deep poverty and greater reliance on social safety net to meet basic need. So I mean, you know why that is. We know why that is available, right? Let me not say more than that. So that is multiple program. This one is not rate. It's not tax cut. It's not it's rate. It's program. When it's let government go to a place and say, we want to give people food and all that. That is benefit programs. So that's nothing to do. The other ones are rate collecting insurance program. They give you money, free money. Just take non-white. I mean, non-white and Hispanic are not part of this. You understand? So the conclusion is this: in essence, white Americans represent the largest group of beneficiaries in absolute numbers. This research is for 2019 to 2020. The white Americans represent the largest group of beneficiaries in absolute numbers, while racial minorities are more likely to rely on need-based programs. Let's go to this here. Let's give them food assistance. Let's give them. Let's do a program. Everybody should come from. Let's check your blood system. All those need-based program. We're talking about receiving monthly stipend from government, benefits that government. It is those ones are mostly white. So when you talk of Medicare, Medicaid, all this stuff, it is mostly collected by white folks. Internet, this is not my word. This is what I just read from the internet, and it says a Medicaid, a need-based program relative to their position due to systemic economic inequality. Do you get that? Because of the inequality that is in the system, so those people that are less privileged, government try to find a way to, okay, let's give you something. Programs. We're not talking about social security insurance, social insurance program, tax benefit. Those ones, white are the ones that benefit because it's monthly stipends, give them tax cut, they give them, all of these things are what we're talking about. So when that woman was saying that people are this, are that, are that, who are the people that benefit the most? I've said it in one of my video that the people that benefit the most are the white folks. When they come and start saying some trash, you just know that it's because of where they're coming from, and that's who they are. Guys, let me know what your take is concerning this interesting topic. And of course, the woman, you see, account has been banned. Our husband is we don't know what's gonna happen, but in the long run, I'll keep you guys updated as event unfolds as to what is gonna happen to our account and all of that. Thank you guys for watching. And of course, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share if you love this great content. And do me a favor, tell somebody about this channel so that we can get more views. And of course, I want to say thank you to everyone that's been liking and sharing this information, and of course for subscribing. I just hit it 4,000k, and I want to say thank you guys for your support. Until I come your way again, remain in love, remain in peace, and avoid trouble. Bye bye.